Yeah.
Annabelle, what would you say is the biggest or most challenging money lesson that you've learnt on your journey?
Oh, I think, to be honest with you, I mean, most of the lessons have been through business. And I think most of them have come back down to not engaging the correct professionals. So part of that was because of the bootstrapping approach. Grassroots, don't have much money, can't spend much money. But equally, investing up front in professional support is a really critical way to not make really bad mistakes. So I think that was probably any mistake that I think I've made throughout, or a lot of the mistakes that I've made throughout the kind of foundation of School for Life in the early years came from trying to save money on cutting some corners, perhaps when I didn't get the right advice. An example of that is, utilizing pro bono support from here in Australia to model a school that we then went and put into a very different topography in Uganda, forgetting to put rainfall catchment in, for example, guttering, not taking into account the, heavy rainfall and the erosion, and then building down a hill, which then led to the foundations being undermined and us having to put up $100,000 retaining wall to kind of stop the school from slipping, and make sure we put up guttering and water tanks to catch the rain to stop the erosion from kind of completely, sort of, I guess, destroying what we'd built. So, some of those learnings were really tough ones, and again came probably from age, but also a little bit from the fact that we were sort of on such a tight budget that we were cutting corners. I think, you should spend up front. And it's the same with the financial planning, for example. You might think that $5,000 or however much it's going to cost you to get a financial plan in place is a lot of money, but it also could easily save you $5,000 by not making some really, really critical mistakes. So if you don't know, seek advice, and seek the advice of professionals, and get that help and ask for it in the early stages. Invest up front, I think, would be one of my biggest learnings, and I think stops you from making those longer term financial mistakes.
Yeah, another really common one. And I think what I'm interested in your take on this, because a lot of people, especially because we're talking to people about their financial planning, and they're sort of making a decision going, oh, I'm going to need to spend X dollars, and where's the value going to come from, and what are going to be the outcomes? And we never know. I think the outcome of a good process, whether it's consulting process around something in business or your personal finances, we never really know, because you don't understand the pathways and the impact. And then, for couples, it's like, how are you going to get aligned, all that stuff that we're just talking about.